Dan, given your experience sitting on the jury for the Goforth trial, why do you think it's so important for provinces to put some sort of policy in place to help jurors like yourself after you walk out of that courtroom?
I think it's important because you have a general cross-section of society that may not be prepared for what they're going to see. And in lots of trials, there are some very graphic content that comes up, stories that are told that people aren't aware of and prepared for what's going to be in front of them. Everybody reacts to those things differently, and when those trials are done, you have people that struggle with what they've seen and what they've heard, and it's something that they may need some help with.
What kind of help would you have liked to have had after you left the Goforth trial?
I was very lucky that I had an excellent employer and people around me to support me. I sought professional help also. But I think that you have a situation where people leave jury rooms and they don't know who they can talk to and what they can talk about, because what's in that jury room is sacred to that jury room. And so I think that if you had debrief session, even some type of closer session with a jury and a group counselor, something like that, to say, okay, now that you're a week removed from this trial, how are you feeling? Where can we go from here? And they might recognize 3, 4, 10 people that may need to go forward and find some other help.
Where do we start with creating that help and taking some steps to go forward to give people what they would need after a trial?
I think we start with our ministers. I've been in contact with Ministry of Justice and justice officials who've been very open and willing to talk about this issue, just raising awareness that it's not easy being a juror. I wouldn't take it back. It was a civic duty that I'm proud to have done, but in that there's some obligation at the end for officials to make sure that people are okay.
Is there anything else you plan to do going forward to push that agenda and try and make some change?
Yeah, I've got a few letters out and contact with other jurors that have been through similar situations, and writing to them, speaking with them on the phone about some changes that could be made going forward for people in trials that started last week, start tomorrow, and in the future, to make sure that they're taken care of if they need to be.
There is another big murder trial coming up next February in Regina, the Hannah Leffler trial. In her death. What advice would you give to the jurors who will be sitting in that courtroom?
I would suggest that they, when they go there, they understand that yes, there's going to be some things that they're going to see that are quite graphic and will be very hard to look at and hard to hear. But that we need people on juries, good people, smart people that can make good decisions. So don't try your best to get out of jury duty. That's not what the point of this is. But understand that you have mechanisms as a jury to request things of trial judges. And that might be something that after those first few days of that trial, the jury may say, we think that there's people in this jury room that are going to need support after, and ask that of the trial judge.
Thanks for bringing all of this up. It's an important issue. Thanks, Dan.
Thank you very much.